Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. Uh, Last couple of days, as we all know, the Pro Bowl teams were announced. And I don't really make much of a Pro Bowl. I haven't think I sat. I don't even think I've sat and watched the Pro Bowl in over 25 years, probably, because I just they're not really that interesting. It's been a while. I think I've glanced at one over the years here and there. And then I remember a couple of years ago when you had this whole Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin thing, picking teams, and you actually had players from the same team playing on opposite side, which I thought was the stupidest thing ever. But NFL, as they would say, they was doing that in order to to get more people involved in the game and whatnot, because people wasn't watching the game and everything. And I've always basically said because you can't treat the NFL like you think you're going to treat a like the NBA. Even though now I saw they had some skills tournaments and stuff like that. It was a good look for last year. It went back to the original format, which I can deal with the original format. Even though I watch it, I can still deal with the original format of what it's about. But the problem still comes in the game and how nobody wants to do. Then in 2009, how they changed the whole thing is like, well, because you normally play the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl. Well, I remember years ago when I think it started being a real big trend. I take this back probably to I remember something happened with Troy Aikman where he didn't attend the Pro Bowl, I believe. He didn't go or he didn't want to play. And then as years it went on, as time was going on, you just start seeing a lot of these players just not even really playing. After they go to like 3 or 4 Pro Bowls, it's like, okay, that's it. And it's like I'm gonna sit this one out. It's been a long season, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, fine. Well, then again, I wasn't even thinking about this. Then I ran across an article about saying that the last time Tom Brady actually played in a Pro Bowl was in 2009. And it was going by this record. He's been elected to like 13 Pro Bowls, and that's the most for a quarterback and everything like that. Let me just say this for the record right now. I've never really cared about Pro Bowls because it's a popularity contest. It's been several players over the years that has made Pro Bowls that it's never going to be in the Hall of Fame, and it's a popularity contest. I can sit up there and name you a guy like Jeff Offerdahl, who used to play linebacker for the Miami Dolphins. Nobody's going to probably even remember him unless you were a hard Miami fan or hardcore football fan and whatnot. Tom Cousineau of the Cleveland Browns, if I'm not mistaken. You have lots of these guys, a lot of Pro Bowlers and whatnot that is come and gone that made 2 Pro Bowls here, 3 Pro Bowls there, or whatever, and they're not. And some of them that make pro are good football players, but they're not really the benchmark of what you would say. In other words, just because you make the Pro Bowl does not make you like the best player. Because there's guys that make Pro Bowls that don't make All Pro teams, and I look at All Pro teams because that's the best at the position. Pro Bowl game is like an all-star game. It's almost like if you take it back to high school, when you're in your district and you go into NFL, you have like all NFC and all AFC teams, right? Whatever team in NFC, that's like your district. So you make all the NFC. Okay, fine. Then I guess making all pro is like making all state. Then you like, okay, I'm all pro. And then you play in the all-star game. High school players get to get picked and play in different all-star games, even though a lot of times all-star game doesn't mean that just an all-star game. That's a lot of high recruits are going to play in that game, but there's also going to be some guys who are probably not going to go to the next level. It's just going to be their last time playing football. So the same thing I look for in football. It's like a lot of these guys, that make Pro Bowl, it doesn't mean nothing. So, oh, he's been to 7, 8 Pro. It's a popularity contest. I remember one year, I'm a Cowboys fan. I remember one year Russell Maryland made it. You know what I mean? Russell Maryland, he wasn't what I thought he was going to be. He didn't end up being, he didn't end up, being like Cortez Kenny or or either Jerome Brown. None of them guys there really. He just ended up being an average defensive tackle for the Cowboys, and that was it. He made a Pro Bowl one time. It's like there's a popularity contest, and that's what it is a lot of times. Talk about them all pro teams, the best at your position. That's what it means to me. But to make the game more interesting is to play the game the way the game is supposed to be played. How about that for an anomaly? Do that. Play the game the way the game is supposed to be played. You know, all these rules and regulations and whatnot. It's just like football is just not that game. It's like it's already enough that you're doing it. What I say, people say, well, look, man, it's an all-star game. Nobody wants to get what you're playing football. And then doing and say what's even more stupider about the whole thing that they've been doing since 2009 is that take for instance you're a rookie and you have a great year. Let's take for instance Kamara, right? Alvin Kamara for the Saints. Let's say the Saints go to the Super Bowl. The kid won't be able to play in the Pro Bowl because he has to play the season. He's not gonna go play the Pro Bowl and then play the Super Bowl. That's just not gonna happen. They won't allow that to happen. They need to switch the format back to it. So if they go to Super Bowl, he won't be in the Pro Bowl. Say they go to 3 Super Bowls in a row. That means he had never been going to a Pro Bowl. You know, I'm just like, what's the point of having a Pro Bowl then? If you're not going to be able to play in it because it is going to be uh forfeited, obviously, to go play in the Super Bowl because that's the game. That's the crime. Trying to play for a championship, and it's only right for the game to come after that. Once the season is done, then we have our All Star game and make it still to me make it competitive. May not have to come up with the blitz, but make the thing competitive. And whatnot. And I think that would bring more people to the game because you can't really fake the thing. You can do that in basketball, you can do it in hockey, you can mess around in baseball, but you really can't do that in football and whatnot. You really can't. You can take the blitz out, but come on, man, you're still supposed to be able to lay some wood, hit a person and stuff like that, and really get down in the competitive juices of what it's all about. That's just my humble opinion. But it's like you'll have guys that go to the Super Bowl that they won't play in the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll get some guy who's an alternate who probably didn't even have that great of a year, but he ended up being that. Well, he can only play because these other guys are going to be in the Super Bowl or whatever. Or this guy said, I'm not going to play. Like I read, I think it might have been a 2016 Pro Bowl or whatever, 2015, 2016, where Gronk and Brady said, "Oh, we decided we're not going to play." Well, after you go to a couple of them, I don't need to go to them. I've been there. I don't want to go and stuff like that. If these guys do that, then what you need to do, if you have been voted as a Pro Bowl selection, you're supposed to play unless it's injury or family emergency. Other than that, you play. If you do not play, if it, man, look, I ain't gonna play. If you gonna come out and basically say I'm not gonna play, then his that person, that player needs to be forfeited of being a Pro Bowl and give it to the next person that was the next in voting. And he doesn't get that he was a Pro Bowl. These guys are getting. I was named a Pro Bowl, but Tom Brady hasn't played the damn Pro Bowls in almost 6, 7 years. So why is he considered a Pro Bowl? If you don't play in the game, you're not a Pro Bowl. That's like an All Star game. Well, if I don't play in an All Star game, well, you're not an All Star. It's just that simple. You could say I'm an All Star, but I didn't play in the All Star game. So your Pro Bowl, if you don't play in a Pro Bowl because of those, if you just say I don't feel like playing because we just got to play in the Super Bowl, well, but then if you get voted to it, when you get voted to it whether or not you're going to play or not in it. Half the players know that. They say, "Oh, been enough time." So then, okay, if that's the case, and we find that out, and you're not going to play, then take that from and give it to the next person and be done with it. And strip him from if that was supposed to be his 8th All-Star appearance, his 8th Pro Bowl. No, he didn't make the Pro Bowl this year because he decided not to play because he doesn't want to play in it. Because at the end of the day, these guys really find the game as being trivial. And it's really nothing else to it aside from an all-star game, and nobody's really putting a bunch of effort in it anyway. Now, if you make it to a point say, nah, this is it, and these guys get revved up for this game and make the thing competitive, like, well, it's some serious hitting. This is the last thing until we got 3 or 4 months for our body to heal and before we start going back to OTAs. You follow? Which they could probably have a month in there if they stop pushing it before you know they're gonna have the damn Super Bowl playing that damn thing up in March. I still don't even understand why they even sit up there. The Super Bowl for eons, for over 30 years, was played in January. Now for the last 10 years, it's been played up in February. So I really don't get that. But that's them guys. They do whatever they call themselves doing. But it makes no sense to me. And you gotta, like I said, it's a lot of guys that make Pro Bowls, and you don't never hear anything else from them again. It's like, oh, he made the Pro Bowl. Oh, he's been this guy had this many Pro Bowl, and they wasn't even that good of a player. Some of them been alternates or whatever. It's not taking nothing from the player, but it's like, no, if you lay it in votes, it's like, again, popularity contest. That's all it is. But if these guys are not going to play in the Pro Bowl, then strip them from having the Pro Bowl title. And if a Joker gets right to 4 or 5 Pro Bowls and he doesn't go to 4 or 5 Pro Bowls, he's not a Pro Bowler. Now he may make an All Pro. That's fine, because to me that's what it's all about anyway. Superlatives and doing that. This is just an all-star game. So I really don't even get the essence of it, the essence of why the Pro Bowl is even still relative, because it shouldn't even be relative anymore if the people are going to, if players are going to treat it like this. Now, I guarantee you say this game is to be played the way it's supposed to be played, just like you just played the Super Bowl last week. The money's there on the table, okay? And if you don't play, that will be, if you don't play and have a valid reason, you just, oh, I've already been to 6, 7 Pro Bowls, so I don't need to go. Then don't go. Then that's going to be taken from. So instead of that being your, oh, he had a string of being in Pro Bowl 6 or 7 times, but he didn't go to Pro, so he's not a Pro Bowler. You say you're not going to play, he's not a Pro Bowler. Period. It's trivial to him. I mean, it's trivial to somebody, let's say like Tom Brady. And you can kind of tell by his demeanor, that's kind of how it is. Now, a guy like Peyton Manning damn near played in every damn Pro Bowl he's ever been voted to because he looks at it that particular way. Now, some guys might say, oh, you being picky. It's not about being picky. If you get voted to something and picked to it, then you go play it. If not, then take the title off of being the selection. If you was a selected a Pro Bowl, then you play in a Pro Bowl. If it has nothing to do with like your family or you have an injury, I get it. Otherwise, you're supposed to play that game. You're supposed to play that game. And it's so stupid. They need to sit up there and get the thing back to it after the game where everybody can enjoy playing. Because if you mess around as a rookie and listen, like I said, you go to 2 or 3 Super Bowls in a row. I'm just saying, say it's going to happen, but say if that does happen, and you voted to a Pro Bowl, you can't even go play in a Pro Bowl because you did that. And that might be your one time that you make Pro Bowl. Like let's take for instance, like well, I can't you really use that because he didn't go anywhere, but he ended up getting hurt, so he couldn't play in the Pro Bowl. That's one that was RG3 a few years ago. But what if you make it to the Pro Bowl, you go to the Super Bowl, right? And then after that, you just have a mediocre career. You was voted to one Pro Bowl and you never got a chance to go play in the Pro Bowl at all. But it said that you made the Pro Bowl. But you didn't get a chance to go play in the Pro Bowl because you had to play in the Super Bowl because they played the Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl instead of having it after where you would get to do both. And I don't understand why the NFL does this for. They keep talking about player safety. Don't give a shit about player safety with them damn ridiculous ass 4 or 5 preseason games when you don't need but a couple of them. And then start playing the damn game. But that's my opinion and whatnot. Again, like I said, if you get voted to the Pro Bowl, you play. If you up there figure like you're too good or you're not trying to play in the Pro Bowl and all this other kind of stuff, then you forfeit that, and we take it from you, the voters or the NFL staff or the high brass takes that from you and says, okay, then well, you're not a Pro Bowler this year then. So instead of that being your 6th Pro Bowl, you didn't make the Pro Bowl this year, and the votes go and you forfeit that to somebody else. Especially if you just basically be like, I ain't going. Okay, good. Then well, you're not voted. You're not going to be voted, so you ain't going to have that down at your resume as your 7th or 8th Pro Bowl then. And do it that way, and move the game, and move the game back to its original format, and then make it more competitive. Maybe if you want to take the blitz out, fine. Even though I say play it like it's a damn regular game, AFC against the NFC, and make it a grudge match. And I say, make it great games and good games, and I guarantee you people will check it out. Instead, you're trying to make it into this like little cotton ass type thing that is like they do in basketball with 190 to 192 score. So that's the type of things I'm talking about. So they should be able to, if they move that format, I guarantee you that'll bring people back. I start watching. They can keep the skills contest. I think that's pretty cool. But get back to the original format, like your AFC against NFC. None of that stupid draft shit like they had a couple of years ago, which is absolutely dumb to me. And then make these guys accountable and say, okay, you're going to play. If not, then you forfeit you being a Pro Bowler and you won't go down as a Pro Bowl player that year. That means if you was voted Pro Bowl in 2017, or I ain't going to play in the Pro Bowl because I'd have been there. Okay, then well, you didn't make the Pro Bowl in 2017. Period, and done with it. I don't care about the votes or anything. And be done with it. And I guarantee you, the things that I just named make the thing competitive, make it mandatory, and all that type of stuff, and move it back to its original format where people who might be rookies on teams that go to the Super Bowl who may miss, they have an opportunity to play in the Super Bowl as well as play in the Pro Bowl. It's just a thought. And I don't see how hard this is to be. NFL makes shit so difficult when it doesn't even have to be. The things that these people, I have no idea what kind of shit they be thinking up there. And you think that these guys got these all these brainiac guys up there. I just don't see it. I don't see it. It's just simple. Get it back to where it was. How does a rookie, like I said, again, I keep repeating this. You get this is just a thought. A rookie who, let's say, plays for Alvin Kamara, who plays for the Saints. Say he goes to the Super Bowl. He didn't get a chance to play in the Pro Bowl. He plays in Super Bowl, which is great. But what happens if he doesn't have the seasons or whatever like that? What happens if something happens? What if his knee go out? What anything? He could never play in the Pro Bowl. He can never play in the Pro Bowl because of the way the format they got it set up. Just take it back to the original format and make it competitive and make these guys play ball and make these guys accountable for it. All right. Y'all check me out. I'm really glad for the guys starting to subscribe to my channel, getting a lot of love here lately. Really appreciate it. Never thought that. Check me out, Everything Football number 62. YouTube, check me out, Everything Football 62. Untucked Men 62 on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter and everything. And thanks for checking me out. We get back at you later.